Katie, hold the mic for Drew, please.
Yes.
No, it's fine. I can one-hand it.
You're making Jeremy nervous, though.
You're fine.
Whatever.
It'll be fine.
Please don't die. All right.
I was driving with my knee and air guitaring. Where were you then? You didn't see that?
He was just making hot content.
All right, what's up, Waffle House Diarrhea Bowls? Welcome to Pod Minutes to Cast Night, live from a rental car in Florida. Woo! Oh boy, I've been here 4 minutes, and I've already seen just some real sadness. It's been bad,
But also some real heart. You
some
know,
heart,
we
yeah.
went to the Waffle House. That's where we're leaving from now. And we had the sweetest old lady.
Yeah, she gave Jeremy a hard time for making fun of me for liking Digimon.
Yeah, she likes Digimon, which is good for her.
Did that happen while I was in the bathroom?
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I miss out on so much because of my pee.
Yeah.
SpookyEmpire.com.
Oh God, I can't wait until we rear end somebody and we have to put in the insurance claim was distracted by podcasting.
I know. This is like a first.
Yeah. God, I hate renting a car. They're such assholes. They're always just like, well, if you don't have this insurance, if you kill somebody, you go to hell. And I'm like, fucking, I'm going to go to hell anyways. Why do I
I'm
need
already in
insurance
hell.
for?
I'm in Florida. Woo! Okay, well, before we get started,
Should we introduce ourselves?
Making a ride on
Oh, yeah.
408 W downtown.
downtown. Oh my God.
Hey, what's
Okay.
up? I'm Drew Kaufman, and I think what I'm doing is a felony.
Yes. Yeah, you're with the 2 Minutes Late Night Writers Room.
Hi, I'm Katie Rose Leon, and I am only going to talk to men this whole weekend, so I might commit suicide.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Hammond, and I ate a lot of cheese on the plane.
And I'm Jordan Olds, and I got in trouble with the plane police for
Cussing.
you for cussing. You know what? Here's the thing. It wasn't even cursing. The plane was about to take off, and it was boarding. I went to pee. It was a long pee. And the person just, like, one of the flight attendants just banged on the door, like, loud, like, punched it. And I went like, ah! And he was like, sir, you have to take your seat. And I was like, I will, but first I have to finish pushing all the pee out of my dick.
And then
he wrote I got out of the stall, and then the guy was like, sir, what's your seat number? And I was like, I don't know, 15, whatever. And the guy was like, listen, this is a family-friendly flight. You have to use better language. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, but also, like, I'm sorry. I was startled. I was very startled. It's a vulnerable situation.
After he scolded you, then he turned to us and we're like, I hope you all have listened to this as well. I'm like, you're not my fucking dad. Get out of here.
I was already asleep.
You know what's the weirdest part is that this happened in New York.
Yeah.
We hadn't even gotten here yet. And it was already just like language.
This is Florida, no cussing, but you can shoot whoever the fuck you want.
Yeah. It was. I also realized, like, I probably shouldn't have boarded the plane wearing a shirt that literally says penis on it.
Well, but the best part
Joey
too,
Ryan shirt.
I like
He's a
that
good boy.
he had this whole thing about, like, this is a family-friendly airline. Okay, we don't say penis.
West,
we
right?
don't do middle fingers. But then, like, I don't know, 5 different children walked past me as I watched Deadpool.
Which was free in-flight entertainment. It's not that you brought
I
that
chose
on purpose.
I chose to
You
watch
watched
that instead of reading Kropotkin.
Yeah, you watched a burn victim kill people with his dick out. Jesus.
Don't worry, they blurred the
Yeah,
butt
they blurred the
cracks.
Oh,
'Cause
really?
it's
They
family.
blurred the dick?
Yeah, they blurred the dick.
That makes sense. Okay, well.
We should explain who Rob is because he's so far he screamed out in directions twice.
Oh, yeah. In the back, this is going to be a good episode. In the back, we have the main 2 Minutes Late Night DP, Rob Benzer, who's just navigating.
Hey,
God damn
everybody.
it.
I
We
had
could've-
Waffle House for the first time today, and I can die. So no seatbelt today.
I knew that guy was fucking tricking me. The guy at the fucking rental place was like, "Oh, you got to get this pass because they don't do cash tolls."
Oh my
in-"
God, let it go,
No,
Dad.
I'm fucking mad because you don't mess with the Zohan. Stole $8 from me every day that I'm here. Some fucking dude in a pink shirt was like, "If you go through the pass and you don't have the pass, you will be
Drew,
charged."
we're cutting this out.
I know.
It's kind of
It's
racist.
kind of racist.
You got to stop doing it.
Sorry.
All right.
All right, before
Anyway.
we get started.
Yeah, did anybody listen to anything cool this week?
Oh, I did, and it's actually relevant.
Yes.
I got sent. Here, I want to get the album name right, but I just found out about this band, Gaylord, which is a queer black metal band.
Sick.
Oh, yeah.
And they have this new album with the craziest title. It says, "The black metal scene needs to be destroyed."
Hell yeah.
The album came out in late August, and all the titles have these long run-on sentences, like "neo-Nazis will be hanged and flogged in public" or some
Yeah.
shit like that. It's very good. It's very you might like it, Jeremy, because it is very fuzzy. Like the
Nice,
sound
nice.
quality isn't, it is very
Jeremy, you might like it. It sounds like shit.
yeah, it is definitely the fuzz, but yeah, it's straight up queer black metal, just shitting all over the worst things about the scene, and I love it.
Hell
yes.
yeah.
That rules.
Yeah.
What about you?
I was getting myself psyched up for Fest, listening to a bunch of different punk bands that I like, and I found a band that I really enjoyed. They're called Not on Tour, which I think is probably one of my favorite band names I've ever heard.
That's great.
That truck.
They are a female-fronted, sort of speedy pop punk band. They're not whiny pop punk. They're more just I don't know what else to call it, pop punk.
Okay.
And they're so fast, and it's great.
That rules. Good for them being fast. Drew?
I listened to the new Cursive album, and it's really good.
Ugh.
No,
Fuck you.
no, guys, the cop. There's a cop over there. I don't know if this is illegal. I'm gonna shut up.
You're speeding on. I think no, he's keeping.
Well, we're
This
allowed
is the
to
most
do this.
Hey,
most off-brand Drew episode. He's in such dad mode. He's talking about cursive and afraid of the police.
this is Florida. Everybody should be afraid of the police.
That's actually very true. I'm
know-
also afraid of the police here.
Yeah.
I listened to friends of the show, Answering Machine put out. They are a Brooklyn kind of pop punk, but not really. It's just kind of like if Elvis Costello sang good, but also was a beautiful woman. Answering Machine is great. They put out their new EP called Color TV. I'm not really a punk person for the most part. I like a few punk things. This is just one of the most
Jordan loves paying taxes.
Yes, I do. I love it. I love TurboTax, but only the 2015 version.
It was the best year, dude. It was the best year.
Best year for TurboTax.
Yeah, back before Henry Rollins got involved.
Oh my God! All right, but no. Why we're filming this on GoPros in the cars? We decided since we're on our way to Fest, we have a super long drive from the Orlando airport to Gainesville, that we would do something completely insane, which is piss in God's eye and listen to Creed on the plane flight over here,
I kept thinking,
and then do it again by driving and trying to podcast.
I kept thinking of you because when we were having our meeting about doing this, Jordan, you're like, I don't want to die on an airplane listening to Creed.
That is very true.
That's all I could think of the whole flight.
Yeah, that's why I was the day before I took my dog to the dog park and just preemptively listened to the album because I was like, I'm not going to be able to do it. I have enough. I am so terrified of flying as it is. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It makes me really judgmental on there. Like if an overweight person gets on the plane, I'm like, we're gonna don't do this. No, there's too many people.
I got up to pee halfway through the flight, and right as I got in the bathroom, right as I got my dick out, the turbulence started, and the pee just went further up into my body than I've ever felt pee go.
You pissed in your own mouth without it coming out of your
There's
dick
pee in
hole.
my nipples.
I pissed in my heart.
All right, so we were complete. I don't know. We don't have regard for our own well-being, so we listened to. I don't. What is this? The second Creed album?
I think it's the third.
The third Creed album. The post 9/11 Creed album on a plane flight to Florida.
Wait, is it post 9/11 though? Because
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, it's 2001.
but they probably recorded it before 9/11. Like it might have. I'm just
There's a
curious.
song called "Freedom Fighter" on there, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it takes a while to make songs.
And my
no, it
sacrifice
doesn't.
is gonna be not when you're Creed.
It came out January 1st, 2001. That is
Okay.
post. That is solid.
Pre-9/11.
Pre 9/11.
Yeah.
January 2001.
They knew it was going to happen and they didn't do anything.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait, am I on the right album? No, I'm on the right album. Yeah, it says January 1st, 2001 on Spotify.
Check Wikipedia.
Check
because
Wikipedia.
That's what I have.
There were no November.
Yeah, November 20th.
I mean, they must have been like the towers must have went down, and at like 12 p.m., Scott Stapp was like, "Guys, we got to get in the studio. I have an idea." That's the only way that could have happened.
Maybe
He
I don't
couldn't
know.
even watch the second tower fall because his eyes were already dollar signs.
He wrote a song about one tower going down, and then the second one went down. He's like, "Oh my god, this is gonna go platinum."
Yeah, Scott
Did it go-
Stapp must be an egomaniac, right? Like,
Did
there's
any-
no way.
This is the follow-up to the one where it went like a bajillion platinum. It was like I don't know. Yeah, it went.
It went double platinum in Australia.
Double
yeah.
platinum in Australia. Wow.
United States 6 times platinum.
Whoa.
Yeah, but
This album or
Yes.
Human Clay?
This album.
Weathered.
Weathered went 6 times
Jesus Christ.
platinum. It only went gold in the UK, though.
Wait a minute. If we have a fact checker, what will the YouTube commenters talk about?
Now, I'm
Ah.
wrong somehow, obviously.
Well, our opinions are still wrong, so
That's true.
fine.
That's true.
We've made several 9/11
Speaking of
jokes.
wrong opinions, was everybody else surprised that the first song on this album had just like some straight up thrash metal riffs?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck
I
was
was
that?
ruled.
shocked. It was especially because I remember a lot of the songs off this album because they were a few singles, and this is 2001, so it's like the height of me still watching like Fuse and stuff.
Yeah, this was all over MTV. I remember these
And
songs.
like K-Rock and shit was playing in a heavy rotation. There was one song in this album that I forgot was a Creed song.
Was it the like I'm 6 feet from the
Yeah.
edge? I forgot
Yeah.
it was them too.
Yeah, I mean,
couldn't believe it was on this album. I totally thought that was
this
like
album was
Silverchair or
all
something.
over the place.
Did anybody secretly not hate it?
It wasn't the worst.
The
I
parts of
didn't
it
hate
that
it.
weren't like generic Creed, yeah, I definitely didn't hate. Like that was the thing, was the first song is kind of cool. It's
Yeah.
kind of riffy and fun and whatever, and it's got like a weird Henry Rollins spoken word thing happening alongside it. And I was
Oh,
like,
that's a
this
stretch.
might actually be a fun time. Because Drew, you pitched this to me as this is Creed's metal album.
Yeah.
And I was like, if it's all like this, I might have to be on their side. But then like halfway through, it's just Creed again, and you're like, nah, I don't think so.
It wasn't-
Last breath. That's it. Downhill.
Rob, you don't have a mic. We can't hear you.
God damn it.
But,
Hold on. No, directions time. At 1.6 miles, stay on this.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
We gotta
Rob,
think of a better way to do this.
Can I
Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Katie.
can I give you guys a Creed fun fact that I was telling Jeremy on
Oh,
the
yes.
airport?
This is such a fun fact.
So, I don't know if you guys know this, but Scott Stapp insisted on making a song for the Miami Marlins, which is a baseball team here
Oh my
in Florida.
god. What?
And he just changed the lyrics to one of their songs, and it's really hilarious. I'm just gonna play it real loud right now so you can hear it, and then we'll talk about.
Yeah,
it
we'll
for the
drop it in
podcast.
post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's no way he has any sort of copyright on this.
'Cause the lyrics are hilarious, and I heard that they stopped using it because they hated it so much. So he couldn't even get the worst baseball team to fucking.
This sounds like a Mad TV sketch. That sounds like a Mad.
Really? Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
That's all I could think about the whole time.
Somebody say what you're thinking about.
Okay, yes. All right. That Marlin song sounds exactly like a Mad TV sketch, and I know that because Mad TV did like that sketch where it's literally just a music video of all of those like every 90s Yarl voice person in a music video singing about like, this is my voice, and then someone would row up in a boat and go, no, this is my voice. It was like the guy from Fuel and like also I think even Lane Staley from Alice.
No. It was a shot for shot remake of their music video where there's like a flooded town and the guy from Creed, Scott Stapp, is like in a rowboat going through a flooded town, and that's why he's on boat. And then the guy from Pearl Jam shows up. He's like, I sung like this before you. And then Ray Charles comes up and he's like, you all stole this from me. It's such a funny. I vividly remember that sketch, and that's all I could think about the entire time I was listening to this.
The lyrics
I didn't listen to. I actually had no idea that was the music video for Creed.
Oh yeah,
but it had more than just the Pearl Jam guy. It was literally every
but that was the big one, was like that you stole it from Pearl, and then like the penultimate joke was that it was Ray Charles shows up.
It's so funny.
You know who's an underrated user of the voice is the guy from Live.
I don't even know.
Do you remember Live?
No.
They had that song like selling. Was it? They had the album Throwing Copper, and then they had a song called The Dolphins Cry. And it's just...
It sounds like a bit. I don't think any of this is
I know,
true.
that's the thing, is like The Dolphins Cry sounds like it would be a bit making fun of the band Live, but it's their actual song that they really wrote, and it's all a metaphor for coming.
Ugh.
Like when the dolphin cries when he comes.
No.
Oh boy.
I
Katie,
hate
what
that.
were you going to say about the lyrics?
Oh, it's just hilarious. It's like he changed the original lyrics of the song, which are all about like fantasy and like running away, to literally let's play ball, it's game day.
Can you play some baseball?
Stealing bases for Jesus.
I definitely expected...
Don't forget a hot dog.
Do you think Pearl Jam could file a lawsuit against them?
I think if
I
they
don't
could,
know.
they would have. Like, I think if
just
they
such
could, the time has long passed for
I know,
it.
it's just such a blatant Eddie Vedder ripoff. Like,
Everything's an Eddie Vedder ripoff.
yeah.
Well, it's fucking weird. Yeah, well, they're Pearl Jam, but for the Lord.
The Pearly Gate Jam.
I heard they got like hella disowned by the Christian community though, because Scott Stapp got rockstar-itis and just started like, banging groupies and stuff like that.
I'd be surprised if he wasn't always doing that, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he got like caught.
Yeah.
And then he got brainworms and went fucking bananas.
Well, but before that, he had his like stint as like a Hollywood alcoholic type who would show up fucked up to like MTV events and stuff. And then there was that time where the whole audience sued Creed. Do you guys
What?
know about that?
No.
Oh my God, I remember this.
Yeah.
They sued them for having a bad show.
Yeah, they played in Arizona, and he just came out shit-faced. And the whole audience, basically, he could only play like 2 songs, and the whole audience filed a class action suit, essentially, against Creed. And I think they won.
Back to the album, I was shocked at the first song. I was just like, does Creed just rip a bunch of riffs when they're not just like wearing like ball
Baggy
chain
clothes.
necklaces and tank tops? Like when it's not
Standing in a boat.
was that a Creed? I forever, because I don't know, I didn't know a lot about Creed. I remember the single on this album. I remember seeing My Sacrifice all the fucking time on MTV. It was all, and was just surprisingly lumped in there with like I don't know, like Chevelle and shit.
Yeah.
I had no idea that Creed was like a Christian band.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
thought that they were.
My Sacrifice is like heavy.
I'm a Jew. I don't know what any of the fucking things he's talking about was.
Well, but he had also, I remember he had like a gigantic cross tattoo on his arm. Like
but
it was
who
like
didn't?
most of his arm.
Yeah, I mean, so did Tommy
Even my
Lee.
rabbi had a cross tattoo. It was the late 90s.
Yeah, everybody had a barbed wire tattoo and a cross tattoo.
Moshe, come here. Look, I got one of the little Jesus fish.
Yeah, Louis Black has a cross tattoo in his first comedy special.
But I feel like that was happening a lot during this time period because, like, wasn't p.o.d. mad popular during this too?
Yeah, a little
I didn't
later,
realize
but yeah.
that they were Christian until I did Nicole Conlon's podcast.
Yeah. What's weird is I think p.o.d. got big from Little Nicky, the Adam Sandler movie.
Really?
That's how I remember finding out about p.o.d. That's also how I found out about Van Halen. Because the movie opens up with Running with the Devil. That's not a joke. That is
Wait, really? That's how you found Van Halen?
Yeah, we don't have to talk about Van Halen. I mean, we will. We don't have to.
We always talk about Van Halen.
You know what was weird for me for this is that I thought I was going to hate it a lot more, and I didn't. And in fact, for some reason, that 6 Feet from the Edge song, I actually really kind of liked it. Like, I never sat down and listened to that song. It's just been a song that I've heard like in the background at a Walmart or a Demolition Derby.
Yeah.
But
it was like
it's
a
kinda
song
cool.
you've heard everywhere, like in the grocery store and
Yeah.
stuff. I've never actually listened to it before. I'm like, this is fine.
Except for the second half, when it turns into, it's just like a really boring ripoff of Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. Like, it's
Yeah.
exactly the same.
And
Yeah.
they do that in My Sacrifice, too.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how, just how much Creed this album is. I'm always
It's so much Creed.
So
It's Creed.
long.
just like it's weird. This is a band that is stereotyped that is like 100% accurate.
Yeah, it's like so many bands like Nickelback. I feel like gets a much worse rep than they deserve.
Maybe.
Like
I've never listened to them.
they're a bad band, no doubt about it. They're a bad band, but I think that like they're not the worst band as they are portrayed.
I think I would way rather listen to Creed than Nickelback. I think Nickelback's
Really?
way worse. Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
Creed is like, because here's the thing, Creed is like bad, but it's like saltine crackers bad. Like, it's completely harmless. It's just like a weird cacophony of, you know what Creed
I
sounds
disagree.
like?
It's literally harmful because it's fucking brainwashing. Like every song has like a hidden message of just like there was that one song that like doesn't. It's like the whole point of the album is like what, to like sort of slightly influence you over to the Christian faith.
Yeah,
That's
but
the purpose of the band.
Hi,
Yeah.
resident idiot here. I don't know any of the lyrics to those songs. I didn't know what a
you
sac.
didn't hear like it doesn't
Wait, so
matter.
what's your side for Nickelback though? So if Creed are saltines, what is Nickelback?
Nickelback is like a bunch of white bread that like fell in a puddle, and you're only eating it because you're a duck. Like, the thing is, like, I didn't listen to the lyrics, and unless someone says like convert to Christ, he's the only way. Like, I don't know that things are Christian. Like, my best friend growing up was Christian, and his parents were always trying. They're like born again. His parents are always trying to convert me because they genuinely thought I was going to go to hell, and they would be like, "Oh, we should go see these bands," and I didn't realize I was going to like Christian music festivals. Like, I saw Five Iron Frenzy, which is a Christian ska band, and they're awesome. I still love them, and I'm never just like doot 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 Jesus Christ. Boop,
Are
boop, boop.
are they Christian?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're very
dude.
Christian.
No kidding.
They're super Christian.
super-
So I have the same thing because I also didn't know until way later that Under Oath were super Christian.
Because we're Jews, and Jews don't have Jewish music except for the stuff that sounds
Except
like
for
the horror.
Fiddler, yeah.
Yeah, we have the Fiddler on the Roof.
Y'all aren't just
we have-
rocking
hey,
out the klezmer.
Yeah,
We goddamn have Adam Sandler fucking stand-up music
yeah.
albums.
Yeah, and
that is all I knew that was Jewish music.
And we have Adam and his package, and
yeah.
we
The
have
Beastie
We have
Boys.
boys named Adam that write music.
Yeah.
oh, and we have Jew Driver.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever listen to Jew
No.
Driver?
No.
Is that a parody
No.
of Screwdriver?
Uh-huh. Yeah. They
Okay,
cover
of course.
Screwdriver songs and make them about being Jewish.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
But that's the thing, is that Jewish music is kind of about being Jewish, and Christian music is about you're gonna go to hell if you don't sing the chorus.
Well, that makes sense
Yeah.
because Judaism is just about getting the people that are already chosen, and Christians want to make more Christians. But Jews, we're like, nah, you're not in the club. We don't want
Yeah.
none.
Well, I guess, the Under Oath thing was very surprising when I was like a kid, because that just, I guess you just don't realize because it's literally a guy just going like, Brad!
Yeah.
Can't tell
I
if
didn't.
that's about
Yeah.
the Lord. Except I saw them live at the Warped Tour one year, and they just did like everything we do on the stage is like for the name of like Jesus Christ, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
No.
So weird.
Everything you do on this stage is in the service of fucking 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't think that band ever got in trouble for that, did they?
I don't know if they ever got in trouble, but they're an emo band, and so I think that they probably were.
I don't know.
Jews in a van talking about Christ. Boop, 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 boop.
I mean, are there any other bands that are surprising that they were like
Religious?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Every time
MXPX.
Yeah.
MXPX?
They start their first like 2 albums and then they got neck tattoos.
What?
Yeah.
I thought all their shit was just about like how fun it is to be punk.
Yeah, they love skateboarding and they love being saved.
Skateboarding in church.
We built a
there's
half
this
pipe.
whole-
Jesus in the middle.
Like just religious stuff in general makes me really like uncomfortable. So
Yeah.
I think like if we're going back to the Nickelback debate, like I have never listened to a Nickelback album. I have no.
Yeah, I don't
I've
think I
heard
have either.
The 2 songs. I've heard the picture. Look
At this graph.
Yeah,
Look at this fucking meme.
and I've heard the one from Spider-Man 2, right?
Uh-huh.
There's the Spider-Man.
The one
2
about
song.
Kirsten Dunst's teeth. That was mean. I'm sorry, Kiki.
Kiki.
My friend Kiki. Please call me. Ugh. What? We're
Jesus.
friends. We went to summer camp together. I don't.
Damn it.
Gator World.
Gator World.
Gator World. Gator World. Gator World.
Let's go there.
Which alligators were you surprised to find out were Christian?
Oh, Phil for sure.
Oh, the
Phil-
one from Peter Pan.
I heard
You know
the
what's
one
weird? The
that
drag queen alligator from All Dogs Go to Heaven.
I heard the alligator in Lake Placid was a devout born again. He goes to the same church that Justin Bieber does.
But wait, to take it away from Jews talking about Christianity for a second, the reason why I think Nickelback is worse is I don't think that they're an interesting sound. Like, Nickelback is just like plain butt rock. But at least like Creed is kind of like, yeah, we're going to try to put a little riff in there somewhere.
I think that you are just that you might just be saying this and haven't actually listened. Like, I feel like we got to listen to a Nickelback album.
No, stop hurting me.
Well, okay, but here's the other thing. I don't actually think that Creed is good. And I definitely, when I say that Creed is better than Nickelback, I mean, I'd rather get, like, punched in the arm than kicked in the shin. Like, I don't fucking want either of them.
You'd rather be punched in the arm than kicked in the shin?
Dude, just getting kicked in the shin hurts so much.
It does hurt very bad.
What if you?
Yes.
I'll kick you in the shin if you want to find out. It sucks, dude.
We're gonna get in a fist fight this time.
Yeah.
We're on vacation. It's
I didn't mean that.
hot out.
No, that was a friendly, like, I will
Everyone's
show
gonna
you.
I know.
I will
You should-
demonstrate.
I'll teach you like Christ.
On this-
Christ Rochambeau is fucking friends.
It's weird that we're on vacation and Drew is becoming simultaneously a father, but also that kid at summer camp who would just fart into people's pillows.
We're all getting pink eye, baby.
I think my favorite lyrics in this was just like, it doesn't matter like if you believe in God or whatever. It doesn't. This isn't about sex. And then
Oh, and then
in the background,
sex. That's the best part. I could. I had to restart that song so many times just to make sure I was hearing that
I
right.
know, it's so funny.
Because it reminded me of in the Bon Jovi song where he's like, when it's "You give love a bad name," and then there's the
Bad
second,
name,
the second voice that you're just like, that was the best take they got. Bad name.
Yeah.
It's just the extra guy, just sex.
I loved all of like the repeating lines. Like, first of all, I love that song. Like, "Stand Here With Me." Every song is "Stand Here When You're Here With Me."
Yeah.
There's tons of that line is in every song, but I just
Ooh.
love that one song where it's just. It was the best summary of Creed, which is, "And you stand here with me, yeah." It's just a long yeah.
Oh my god.
Doesn't bend the note, just goes yeah.
He's not talking about a lady. He's talking about the Lord.
Yeah.
Did you not know that?
No. Again, I cannot stress this enough. I am really dumb.
Yeah, damn.
it's
Fuck.
very,
You
like-
didn't realize that like my sacrifice is literally just from the perspective of
I'm a I'm a drummer, man. In one ear, out the other. I don't know any lyrics. The only lyrics that I know
the drummer.
The only song that I know the lyrics to is.
You liked it. High five me.
The only song that I know the lyrics to is Tequila. Hold on, it's raining and I have to figure out how to do this. Hold my mic.
Hold me now.
In case anybody had forgotten the inherent
Hold my
danger of what we're doing.
I'm driving and recording a podcast.
We're gonna be slipping off the road.
I like that the sign just said, Dan got me. Dan got me.
This is some real like Muppets Take Manhattan bullshit right now.
Moving right along.
Moving right along in search of good times and good news with good friends you can't lose. This could become a habit.
That's a good Matt Skiba impression.
Oh my god, I forgot they did that.
Yeah. Reference.
Yeah, I think that the narrative of this album for me was that it like starts and ends very interestingly, right? Like it has a lot of stuff going on start and finish. And then the middle is just all Creed, so it's all just whatever, right? But the beginning has
I think you're giving the intro and outro like a little too much credit.
No, I'm not. Because what I'm saying is not that they are good or that they are memorable or anything like that. I'm just saying there's something to comment on.
Yeah, you have to remember that every time that we comment on this shit, it's comparing it to everything else that we've listened to.
Yeah.
No,
when I'm like, oh, I like the song 6 Feet from the Edge, I mean, I would rather listen to that than any other song
yeah, then, like,
that we
share
probably ever listened
with
to.
everything on it.
Live baby gators. That's what I want to take home.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep it in my Queen's
Baby
apartment
Gators,
bathroom.
stand here with me.
Baby Gator, you're the one.
Okay.
You make bath time lots of fun.
So the beginning starts out with that thrashy song that's kind of okay, then a second song that I don't really remember, then a third song where they just like throw in this sort of like religious sounding chant.
Oh
Yeah,
my
what is
God.
that guy doing? Who?
Just
By the
something to
way-
just remind you he's spiritual.
The shaman?
The shaman
Yeah.
guy?
But like white Christian imperialists would have like murdered whoever that was back in the day. So like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
that?
you know what I realized? Creed is a lot like how I remember Godsmack. Like Godsmack is the anti-Creed. Like they're just like it's like they're like Mortal Kombat ninjas where they're just different.
Yeah, it's such a palette swap of Creed.
Yep. Like instead of like a war helicopter to let you know that troubles are coming, like they use a shaman chant, and you're like, this feels uncomfortable, but not because of the chanting.
Yeah, and instead of Christianity, Godsmack's into Wicca, and instead of being into the army, Godsmack's into the Navy.
You know what's funny? Have any of you guys ever listened to Alter Bridge? Do you know what that is?
No.
That's the I read Guitar World in high school, so I know what that is. It's the guitarist's other band.
No. It's not the guitarist's
It's
other
the
band.
guitarist's other
It's
band.
Creed without Scott Stapp.
Oh my god!
Because
It's everybody.
it's literally everybody, and the guitarist sings because I guess when Scott like went off the deep end, which I'm sure we'll discuss. They were like, well, we still want to do music, so they literally the entire band without Scott, and it's the guitarist singing, and it's such a polar opposite band that instead of having like a guy do a Pearl Jam, it's the lead singer. It sounds like one of those people that like should have been a voice actor, but instead started singing. Like the guy kind of sounds a little bit like Pinky from Pinky and the Brain.
What?
Yeah, I had to cut a bunch of promo ads for them last year at my old job, and I fucking will never get like their stupid fucking bridge out of my head. It's just like, been lost so many times it hurts.
Okay.
Fucking trash.
So Scott Stapp went crazy. I don't know the story with this, and I love celebrity breakdowns.
Oh, dude, this one's good.
Let Jeremy tell it because
What? I don't know it.
Oh
Go for it, Jerm.
no, I thought Jeremy knew it.
Oh, you?
I mean, I probably know parts of it.
I don't know the full detail. I just know that he thought he was being.
He had a paranoid. He had a straight up paranoid breakdown and was like making tons of videos about how like the government was after him.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
no.
Yeah, and his like face just he started to just you knew that something was going on with him, like he was just on a lot of pills and a lot of just much alcohol. And you could tell that it was really affecting him because of the videos, and also that he started to look like a wax figure version of himself. It was really bad.
He lose a ton of weight.
I don't know. I think he then got sick. There's a lot. He has been on a fucking journey. It was one of the, I remember the videos were so uncomfortable that I actually couldn't finish watching the.
Yeah, he went full-blown Randy Quaid. It was really bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, not go into the woods and photograph your wife naked and post it in defiance of the FBI, but, like, something like
Close.
that. Yeah, very
And
close.
so the rest of his band did a Roseanne on him.
Well,
Yeah.
They did that before the full breakdown. Like,
Okay.
Alter Bridge.
But I'm
was
sure it was
around.
already.
But it's probably
Rough it out.
related in some way.
Yeah.
Well, I remember it just in guitar world all the time. Like they would just be like we have I know the guy's name from guitar. We have Mark Tremonti from like Creed, and I was like, why the fuck is he here? Why is he?
We got Mark Tremonti from Tremonti Pontiac.
Yeah.
Come on down and get yourself a new automobile.
And he was just this bald dude that looked like Ethan Hawke, but with like, he was always wearing like, in every issue he would be wearing like a gray t-shirt and then a long sleeve like thermal underneath, and he was bald and he had fucking like just those earrings that it's just like, what are these earrings? Like it just
big,
looks.
like chunk of metal.
It looks like a Brock Lesnar tattoo, but like hanging off of an
Do you
ear.
remember there were those guys who just like only existed in guitar magazines that you just like would never see them anywhere
Yeah,
else?
you're like,
they
this
didn't
guy
exist
owns a
any other
PRS.
way. Like
You need to read the first paragraph about his breakdown.
Oh yeah, go for it. Rob
Thank you,
Rob
Rob.
Menzer is going to read the first
Fact checker
paragraph
Rob
about
Menzer.
Thank
Fact
you,
check,
Rob.
yes, human computer Rob Menzer.
One day, not too long ago, the Secret Service paid Scott Stapp a visit. In late 2014, the former lead singer of Creed, in the middle of a month-long psychotic break, told his wife he was a CIA agent on a mission to assassinate President Obama.
yes,
Wow.
go off, King.
That's so sad.
Yeah,
Somebody help him. I hope he got psychiatric treatment.
that's too much.
Yeah.
That guy is really going through it.
Well, you know.
Well, he's 6 feet from the edge.
Oh, me now. I kind of want to listen to that song now.
That song is good. And the song after it, I don't remember the name of it.
My Sacrifice.
No, not My Sacrifice. The other one. And maybe then it's the one after
That
My
is the
Sacrifice.
one after it.
I don't
They're
know.
right after it. The one
Yeah,
after
they're one
the
after
other.
Yeah.
another.
Okay, well,
It's called One Last Breath and then My Sacrifice.
the one that has the really good guitar solo has a good guitar solo. Is what I was just trying to say.
Do we mean the one that has a guitar solo?
Yeah, and it's good. It's a good solo.
I disagree.
All right. I think comparatively to what we usually listen to, it's a good guitar solo.
I actually don't know about that. We've listened to a lot of albums from good guitarists, and the
Yeah.
things around the guitar solo are not good.
Yeah, honestly, like just taking Chinese Democracy into account just at all. Like
Yeah, every solo-
song on there has a fucking face melter on it.
Yeah, like a solo that I didn't. I literally. That album came out after I had been playing guitar for forever, and I was like, "You could do that," and that was from a Guns N' Roses song.
All right, fuck me, I guess. I thought it was a cool solo.
Fuck
I don't
you.
know.
Yeah, Burn in Hell.
I think you're just too in the dad zone. You're just like, hey, this Creed band, it reminds me of my youth.
You know, the kids show up and I want to support them. It's good that they got a hobby, you know?
Boy, this guitarist sure can cook. He's peeling the paint off the walls, he is.
Thanks for driving me to the Pop Punk Festival, Dad.
No, it's okay. I'll be waiting around the corner so that I don't embarrass you in front of your
God,
friends.
don't say hi to me. I'll die.
I love you more than anything.
Scott Pat's gonna be there from MySpace.
Ska Pap.
Yeah, I hope you're actually watching this, Ska Pat. We all remember you.
We had a guy that used to go to all of
I
the
thought you-
local ska shows named Skankin' Richard, and he was in like his 50s.
Rich!
You guys know Skankin' Rich?
Yeah, he would come to Long Island too.
What? He went all the way to Long Island. I thought
Yeah,
he was
dude,
from where I'm
Skankin'
from.
Rich, the old
Old
man
man.
who's definitely dead now.
We were
Yeah.
MySpace
Long Island.
friends.
We all were MySpace friends with Skank and Richard.
That's cool because I would see him at the Chance, so he would go pretty far for ska. That's
He was
pretty
from
rad.
Connecticut.
No way.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah, he's from Connecticut.
that's really far.
Yeah, he was all over the tri-state area.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
Skanking
Rich.
to all kinds of third wave ska.
Yeah, we'd see Skank and Richard at the Crazy Donkey.
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
That dude was old as hell.
Maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's in great shape from all the skanking.
Maybe. But I mean, he was definitely like in at least his like late 60s.
I mean, the last time I saw him, I was 18. And when I was 18, I thought people who were 30 were 70. So
He was definitely at least 68 when we were
As a
in high
person
school.
who is about to be 30, 30 is 70.
Yeah, 30 is
It's
70.
100% 70.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. 30
Yeah.
is 70.
yeah, dude.
There was, I mean, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about, but since we're talking about MySpace people,
Yeah, just random local personalities, I guess.
my favorite in Colorado, I want to give a shout out to this dude. There was a guy who was just called Maris the Great, and
Yeah, Maris the Great
from my
rules.
hometown. He fucking rules. He was just a gay zombie. He was just a gay zombie lord, and he would just like show up to like shows and interview bands, but also do a thing like his thing was like he would kill a band and he would do a photo shoot where like just him and a makeup artist would just like make the band look like super dead. Like, he would make them look like they're ripped in half, but then he would be doing also like gay stuff to them, and it was awesome. It would just be like hardcore. It was just like bands like Poison the Well, and they're just like their pants are off and like their assholes exploded out, and it was fucking. He was the best, and like bands would invite him up on stage, and they'd be like, "Maris the Great, everybody! Maris, how many dicks did you touch tonight?" And he'd be like, "I lost count." And it was amazing. And I remember at like a Warped Tour one time, like a kid was like, "You have a weird voice. Do you know Yoda?" And he's like, "Yoda is a puppet." And it was the fucking best. And he's started a really funny but also sick punk band called Maris the Great and the Homosexuals of Death. But it's the word in that, and the band name is not homosexual. It's a slur, but I'm not going to say it because this is 2018.
Yes, good job.
But the fucking, it is a very, they fucking rule. They are so funny. It's all about, like, literally every song is just like they're just gay zombies who are going to eat you and redecorate your house. It's fucking amazing.
Oh, they now. Sorry, guys, it's still in there.
Yeah.
Should we move on to favorite songs?
Live Baby Gators. Exit
I mean,
now.
do we have more to say about this? I mean,
I don't know.
Oh, the album art. We have to talk about
Yeah,
the
we
album
have to
art.
talk about the
album art.
100% the worst album art. I cannot think of anything worse.
it is. How did that happen?
It's
Who
such like
passed that?
it's such like junior year in high school. We got a computer lab, and I learned how to use Photoshop for the first time.
I
Like,
think
But
it's
not
even-
even really. It's
I think it's even
beyond
worse.
that.
I was way better than that when I was in high
Yeah.
school.
Well,
I was
it's
putting
like somebody.
dicks at a college level by then.
It's like somebody was like, I learned to like, I tried animating a tree, and then like the band was like, what if the tree was us? And it's like, okay, but not them, just Scott 3 times in the
Well,
tree,
it's
and then also there's a bird, and then what?
I'm just like imagining the conversation with the artist where like Creed goes in and they're like, all right, so we want it to be a tree, but it's us. And he's like, okay, cool. And he comes back with like a picture of them carved into a tree and like it looks good. And they're like, yeah, but it doesn't really look like us because, we're not trees, you see. And he's like, okay. So like, what do you mean by that? Well, like, like my skin, for example, it's not wood, So like maybe you could put like my skin on there. Could you put my skin on there? And they're like, yeah, I guess it could look like paint on the wood. And he's like, no. You see, because like I see where you're getting mistaken here. My skin, it's also not paint on wood. It's literally
flesh.
just their pictures, just pasted onto a tree, not even
But, like,
warped around it.
A little bit, yeah. It's a little bit like, it's just a little bit like, what is it? Soft erased around the edges.
And it's like it looks
the
like they tried to
weirdest thing.
distort it. Like they tried to distort it so it would look like it's wrapping around the tree, but they didn't do it right.
Yeah, it's also just like I'm shocked at the background without the faces would be bad because it just looks like It looks like if you took like a painting that's in my mom's house, but had someone who worked on Beast Wars animated, and then the shit.
Whoa!
Nerd alert! Nerd alert! Nerd alert!
Yo, okay, folks at home, there are a ton of cops driving past us.
Oh my god!
Tons of cops, and they're in all sorts of
One of them
SUVs,
had a
different
trailer.
types. Yeah, a cop with a trailer.
Those guys are heading to go see baby alligators.
100%.
This place is terrifying.
In 1 mile, stay on this and merge to 75 north.
Okay.
So we're in Florida. Has anyone been to Florida before?
I have.
I have. I've only been to like Boca
Jesus.
Raton.
What is happening?
That Chevy
fucking
just tried to
Chevy.
drive onto that platform.
Yeah,
That is
Florida.
attached to that other car.
Yeah, that's the other reason why I want to wrap up this podcast.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. All right, favorite songs. Favorite songs, everybody.
Well, I think I've made it clear that One Last Breath has been my favorite song, so I can't stop singing it.
We're gonna listen to it when we get
Yeah,
off.
we are. But also, the first song, Bullets, genuinely was surprisingly fun to listen to.
Yeah, I think my favorite song is probably the first song also.
Yeah, it had some just the riffs are like. Listen, when I heard that, I was like, I know why Mark was in the Guitar Magazine. He's playing some fucking riffs.
Oh,
This
you know what
weather's
we
crazy.
didn't talk about is the second to last song.
Oh, that is my pick. Is "Don't Stop Dancing."
Oh yeah, what the fuck?
That was the fucking craziest thing I've ever heard. That was the most just like misguided radio ballad I've ever heard. Him just going, "Children, don't stop dancing." What? Children,
What does that
What?
mean?
What are you talking? Children don't stop dancing? What, at a wedding? What?
Free the
Don't let them
dogs.
dance.
Ladies and gentlemen, Grandma dancing with a baby.
Get out of there, Grandma. It's children's time. Just let the child dance. Like, what the fuck was he talking? And then there was just like a random woman hilariously at the end. It was like, it was really funny, hearing that, because I was like, they clearly had to give her like a featured spot on the
Yeah.
song, and then she's like, "All right, so what am I doing?" He's like, "You're just going like, yeah," at the end, and she's like, "Well, you're still paying me a day rate." That was fucking. That was really
Zaxby's
fun.
really good.
That was so funny to me.
Drew, you got a favorite song?
It has to be the 6 Feet from the Edge song. Because I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it. The guy says, "Hold me now, I'm 6 feet from the edge," which is not. He's not that close to the edge if you think about that. I'm 5'8", right? So if I tripped, let's say I tripped like a foot forward, I still have like, I've got a good like 4/5 of my body away from the edge. I don't think the force is gonna send me over the edge.
Yeah.
But then he goes, but maybe 6 feet ain't so far down, and I'm like, yeah, man, you're fine. What are you doing? You're fine.
Wait, but if it's 6 feet, it ain't that far down. So it's a 6 feet drop as well?
I
He's
could
talking
be.
to me is from the edge of the grave. He's not on the cliff. He's saying
Oh, really?
Say-
he's 6 feet away from a grave. Like that's the whole point. Is like the whole song is like, I'm gonna commit suicide. Please help me.
Again,
And
I'm
he's
dumb
like,
as shit.
Maybe I'm not gonna die.
I legitimately thought like he was
Oh,
like
the 6
mini
feet would be-
golfing.
yeah, the 6 feet on.
I
Yeah.
was having
Did
that
no
same
one get
thought.
that?
No, I did
No,
not get
No.
no.
that. Nope.
No.
Okay.
I was picturing him on like a Wile E. Coyote style cliff.
What if he was like, hold me now, I'm very close to getting cremated.
Oh, but now I'm very.
What do you think
close.
semi-charmed kind of life is about?
Dude, that's all I was thinking
It's
about.
about a montage in the 90s.
I know what it's about now, but I can't tell you that I listened to those words and said crystal meth in karaoke without realizing that song was about doing crystal meth.
Yeah, no. I had no idea.
In one ear, out the other. I'm really fucking dumb, and that's why I can't wait to vote on November 6th. My right as an American. Just
My
make sure
friend
you go
has a
ahead and do
PhD
it.
in economics, and my vote counts the same as hers.
Speaking of karaoke, what's the craziest karaoke performance you've ever seen? Like the craziest thing you've ever seen?
Oh shit! I mean, when I lived in Portland, that's like a karaoke city, dude. Like some people are comedians, some people are in bands, some people are visual artists, and there's just like a whole group of psychos out there. They're like, I'm into karaoke. It's just like I I've seen people like take off their clothes. I saw a dude roll around a glass while singing Pet Shop Boys. It's fucking people are having feelings.
Rolling around in glass?
Yeah. He was going through something.
Okay.
I have two that I can think of offhand. One is I saw a group of maybe like 7 people do an incredibly well-coordinated version of that song "Beds Are Burning." Do you know that one?
Yeah. Midnight Oil.
Yeah.
And they all did different parts of it, and they had it really well coordinated and timed out. And the dude who was being like the front man of that band, in between in like instrumental breaks, would just like really sincerely look out to the crowd and be like, please recycle.
I love that so much. What's the second one?
The second one was I was on a cruise once when I was a kid with my whole family, and there's like nothing to do on a cruise, so you just end up like going to karaoke night just to like watch it. And there was this dude who would do New York every single night, and he was like so fucking good at it that people just started showing up just to watch him do New York every night. And again, you're in a bubble. If we were on land, I don't think anybody's going to see New York Man, but like he fucking was like the star of that ship for like a long weekend.
I love that. Drew?
Oh my God, I just remembered this. I have so many karaoke stories because karaoke is such a marvelous thing where you just it's like
it's the human condition on display.
It's like an open mic without the violence.
Yeah.
Like the emotional violence.
Wait for mine.
Because Jordan, I think I know which one you're gonna say.
I have two,
but I just remember this. Okay, so me and my buddy Dan, we used to do karaoke a lot around like 2012.
Yeah, me too.
And he got a gig like reviewing karaoke spots for Gothamist, and so
Dan Arrigo?
Yeah. But so we literally would go do karaoke 3 nights a week. Like it was bananas. And so this one place we went to was this little Spanish bar in Bushwick, and this is like 2012 Bushwick.
You would do Papacito's karaoke?
We go to Papacito's karaoke.
I used to go there. How did we not know each other then? That's crazy.
I think when I was going, you were in Portland.
Yeah, I went when it first started.
Yeah, but wait. So this is amazing. So Papacito's is like this little Spanish bar. Not a lot of white people there. It mostly is people singing Spanish songs and R&B. But every night, without fail, this dude would come in. He made you call him Agent J. He was like a late 40s black dude. He would show up in a full suit, wearing sunglasses at night, and he would sing the theme from Men in Black. And he would do I'm not joking. He would do the full choreography while singing. Every once in a while, he would also do Nod Your Head, which is the theme from Men in Black 2. And he would show up and he would do that. And he would pull out, like, he had, like, the Burger King toy neuralizer, and he would neuralize people. And that became our favorite spot. And we would go every week, and he would be there, sure as shit. He would do the same thing. He would only go by the name Agent K. And the craziest thing about it was he was in his late 40s.
Oh, yeah.
Which means, like, when like Men in Black came out, he was probably our age, and it had such an effect on him that for 20 years I don't know if he started 20 years ago, but I know that it took him at least 20 years to get to that moment where I observed him. And I think that was probably the most remarkable thing that I've ever seen in karaoke. Because I've seen weird shit. I've seen people get hurt. I've seen people roll around naked. But that was the most pure and joyous and childlike, beautiful thing. Lightning in a bottle. Agent J, if you're out there, thank you.
That is fucking incredible. I love that. That's so funny. I think the most insane thing I've ever seen is at St. Vitus karaoke, which doesn't happen anymore, and I'm very sad about it because it was always hysterical to go there because it was always like just packed enough where you would absolutely get to sing your song, but it was always full of just maniacs, just fucking maniacs. It started at midnight. and it was in Greenpoint near no train, so it's just fucking crazy people.
Yeah.
And then me and Drew, who are also crazy people. One night, it's like, I think it's someone who either like knows the bar staff really well. Like we hadn't done 2 minutes yet, so we didn't know anybody. We were just nobodies there. We still are nobodies there. But it was like clearly like the bar staff's like friend's birthday, and they got this dude fucking plastered. This was one of the drunkest people I've ever seen in my entire life. If you know this about Vitus Karaoke, when you would go up there, if you sang a metal song, they gave you a shot of whiskey. So there was always a bottle of whiskey in the on like the back of the stage. And what happens is the bar staff walks this dude into the room, and he's wearing just like a windbreaker, and they like help him onto the stage, and then he picks up the mic, and then like Paralyzed by 3 Days Grace starts playing. You know that song? Like, I'm not paralyzed. Yeah. But I seem to be so that song starts, and I was like, Drew and I were watching, like, what the fuck is about to happen here? This guy knows every fucking word of this song, and he is screaming it. Not like metal screaming it, like human person screaming, just like, I'm not paralyzed, but I seem to be struck by you. I want to make you because you're standing still. He's just screaming.
Eyes fully glazed over, like a teenage girl, like having her first Bacardi.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
So loud, so funny. Everyone is laughing so hard. This guy then, like, after like the second chorus during the bridge, I've never seen anyone do this. Grabs the whiskey bottle from the back, pulls the top off of it, chugs it like Bluto from Animal House, and starts pouring all over his body. He drops the bottle before it's empty. He then starts singing. Then he throws up off the stage, falls on the floor into his own vomit, and then finishes the song screaming in his own vomit. It was the most...
That rules. I had an ex-boyfriend that used to do Brush Your Shoulders Off and drop the M-bombs in it. He's dead now, so...
R.I.P.
No, he's not. He's not actually dead, just dead to me.
This dead ex-boyfriend is brought to you by Zaxby's Chicken. Zaxby's Chicken, exit 552.
Let's do
And then
plugs.
turn right.
Plugs. This is Katie.
Hi, you can find me at Katie Rose on Twitter and at Oh Hello Katie Rose on Instagram and in Gainesville, Florida right now.
You can find me on Twitter at Jeremy Thunder. Check out my other podcast, Ballin' Out Super.
I'm there too.
Katie's there too. We have a Patreon, and we have a new thing that we're doing with video games. Rob helps us make it. Thank you.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Hey, this is Drew Kaufman. You can find me driving this car the whole weekend because I don't drink. And I'll be shuttling people like the
Thank you,
ferryman. Like the ferryman on the River Styx. Everybody's dead. Put quarters over your eyes and I'll drive you. You can also follow me on Instagram at Drew Kaufman Photography, taking pictures of stuff, and then I put it up there, and if you give it a like, it makes me feel good about having a hobby. Rob, do you want to plug anything?
Yeah,
little Robbie? Robbie is the director of photography for 2 Minutes to Late Night. Everything that looks good is because of him. Yeah, and everything that looks bad is because of me.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Rob Menzer. Very similar, remember, it's just my name. On Twitter at Bro Menzer. Yes, I use bro. I should probably change that.
And you should hire him to take your
Or
picture.
just whatever, man. People can just think your favorite wrestler is Matt Riddle. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Matt Riddle's a good boy.
Yeah.
He didn't wear shoes.
Those words literally mean nothing to me.
Okay?
He's a good boy.
I'm just trying to help you.
He's a good
I'm just trying to help
boy.
you right now.
Crazy about photos.
All right, stop.
Hammer time.
Are we done?
You gotta do yours.
Yeah, hi, I'm Jordan Olds. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. You know it. You can find it. You fucking weirdos will find it. I don't know.
You should buy our scent with Flash. It
The Black
smells-
Phoenix Alchemy Lab. I'm
We have
wearing
a
it
scent?
right now.
Are you really?
Uh-huh.
You wore it on the plane?
I put it on in the morning.
He had to
Heroic.
impress the sexy stewardess
Yeah, the sexy stewardess that fucking yelled
that
at me
said,
for
"Don't
saying-
cuss."
For saying, yeah,
For saying penis.
Don't cuss because I said dick.
All right, good night, everybody.
Good night.